Hello, my name is Michelle Streeter, and I am very excited to have the pleasure of speaking with you this evening. Um, I wanted to start off by telling you a little bit about myself. I have 14 years of experience in the financial services industry. I got into financial services after high school when I began my academic career and thought I was supposed to be a registered nurse, and quickly found out that wasn't the path that was meant for me. So I got my first job as a teller at a local community bank, and that just started my career in financial services, and I have enjoyed every moment since. Um, I am currently a student here at Cal Baptist University in my senior year. When I'm done with my academic career, I will have a bachelor's degree in business administration in the hopes that that will continue, um, help me to continue advance in my career path, chosen career path here in the financial services. Um, I really do enjoy working with people, making sure that they are receiving excellence in service that they receive and in the products that are developed and services that are offered. Um, it's a really big passion of mine. So, in the future, I'm really hoping that with my degree, I'll be able to continue to advance. Hopefully, here in my current career, I currently work for PenFed Credit Union, Pentagon Federal, and I would love to continue to advance my career here within the company. I'm not sure what the future holds for me, but whatever it holds, I know it will involve serving others. I'm really looking and striving to excellence and meeting goals and objectives. It really that is a passion of mine. Um, with jobs in the past and the one that I currently hold, I do tend to travel often. Travel is not something that is a deterrent for me. In fact, I enjoy it. It does take time away from the family, and that is understood. But I do enjoy the opportunity to spend time seeing as many team members and colleagues that I can, um, really making an impact. They make an impact on me more than I make an impact on them sometimes, I think. Um, but I really do enjoy the time that I get going around to different locations, really building relationships, partnerships, educating our teams, and making sure that everything that we're doing is moving us forward toward a goal or objective that has been set. Um, if I were to be hired for this position, um, when, if, I really do anticipate that we would have a wonderful working relationship. Uh, Goals would be met, objectives would be met as we continue forward in moving this product or this organization to the desired destination. My focus is always customer first and customer centered and delivering a service culture. And so I really enjoy making sure that our member from beginning to end is getting the best service possible. Now, that touches a lot of areas, and there's a lot of attention to detail that goes into that. From the communication that the member is receiving and making sure that that communication is clear, it's concise, that it has the right language, that a member can understand exactly what we're saying. As financial service professionals, we tend to have acronyms and language that the normal everyday person in any other vocation would not use, and that's the same for all vocations across the board. And so my goal is to make sure that every communication that we are bringing out to the member, whether that's verbal or written, that it is clear, that it is concise, and that it is something that anyone could understand and feel comfortable with, but also that it conveys the core values of the institution that we belong to. And with that, our consumers should know what our core values are, and that everything that we're doing is in that best interest of the member. And it's good to know the why. So my why for what I do and what my passions are is really, I believe in a consumer or member focused goal, as well as the pursuit of excellence and always getting better. So there's two aspects to my why. I want to always make sure that improvement is always being obtained, that we know that we can always improve, we can always get better. We meet a goal and that's great. Well, what's the next goal, and what does the next step look like, and how can we take it one step further? On top of that, meeting those goals is very important, and knowing that we can, and making sure that we're doing it in the best interest of the ones that we're serving, always serving others, making sure that it's not about us and what we're gaining from it, but how can we serve them better. And when we want to serve others better, we tend to always push that envelope a little further and a little further, and let's do it even better. And technology is always changing and evolving, and so learning new things, learning new technology, learning new methods of communication is all worth it in order to reach those that we are trying to reach. I do want to say that I do have a weakness, and my weakness tends to be that drive for success, that drive to always push forward. I tend to do that so much that I get so focused, and it can deter me sometimes from, you get those blinders on and you don't see these other things that are going on. That tends to happen to me because I'm so focused right here. We got to get this done, and we want it done with excellence, that I tend to block out the other things that are going on around us. And so the way that I learn to work with that weakness is I really rely on great leaders and great mentors, the people that I currently see in this institution, that I work well with, that know me very well, to say, hey, Michelle, have you thought of this? Hey, Michelle, the objective is changed. It's shifted. And so we need you to be able to pivot with us. And when those conversations happen, it's easy for me to say, I'm on board right now. Let's do it. But I need those conversations to keep me from putting those blinders so tight that I miss everything that's going on around me. The big thing is I always want to meet the overall goal of servicing our members, making sure that everyone is taken care of, and making sure that we are striving for excellence in that. And I do have 3 strengths as well that I would like to share with you. My first strength is that I do strive for that excellence. And so a lot of times, for example, I will be given a sample email or a piece of creative that comes across my desk, and I look at it and it's great. It will not be approved on the first pass. There's always something that can be improved, whether it's a color that needs to be updated, or a logo that needs to pop out more, or just change a small tweak in the content of the language. Just there's always a way to continue to improve. So I do tend to send that back once and say, hey, let's modify this a little bit. But at the same time, let's stay on the timetable, because we do not want any delays in that. And so managing those procedural, operational pieces is very, very important to me. Another strength of mine is how I work with other people. Even though I'm striving for excellence, the excellence that I'm going to bring is going to be different from somebody else. And where I see my career path going to be different from somebody else. And my strengths and weaknesses are different from those around me. I really value the individuality and the diversity of every person on my team. They have a purpose on that team, and they have a strength on that team, and they have a reason for being there. We need them. They are key to the success of the team. And I truly believe that to my core. So I care so much about everybody on my team, knowing that they are there for a reason, for a purpose. And I want to see them live out that purpose, to hit their goal, to reach their point of excellence, to continue to strive to do better and awesome and be 100% who they are, who they're called to be. And I work really well in a team environment because of that. I tend to be very insightful and am able to, through silence on my own part, kind of see the dynamics of the team and how they're working together, and how people are working together or not working together, and kind of coach to those strengths and those weaknesses within my team, as well as kind of pull on some of those strengths that really complement my weaknesses, and vice versa, offer my strengths when others have complementing weaknesses. And I tend to work very well in a team that way. Another one of my strengths is I thrive on feedback and criticism. It's something that I need. I enjoy knowing what I'm doing well, but I enjoy even more knowing how I can improve, because I do have that weakness of being so, this is what I'm doing. I thrive knowing, hey, Michelle, that was great, but what about this? Let's work on this area a little bit more. I enjoy that. I really do. I thrive on feedback. An example of that is currently in my current position, I have the opportunity, I absolutely enjoy it, of managing our NPS score and feedbacks that we get from our members on our specific product. And it can be tough to hear the same thing over and over and over of what we're doing wrong over and over, but it's not hard. I love it. It's easy for me to go in and say, you're right. Okay, I see where this is. You're complaining about this. It's not necessarily that one piece. It's this little underlying thing that we can fix. We can fix this. We can make this right. And I just really enjoy that. I also enjoy, in the past, I've had the opportunity of taking phone calls from very distressed members who are not easy to handle on the phone, and that's going to happen. But I love conflict resolution. I just thrive on having that hard conversation and being able to turn that conversation from a bad experience into a good experience. It's real important to me that people know that they matter, that we care, that they're not a number, they're a person, and we truly want to do what's best for them. That yes, we're an organization and we have to make sure that the organization as a whole is able to support our employees and our other members, but they matter and what they're feeling is valid, and we understand that. We want to make that right for them. That's very important to me. So that's just a little bit about myself. I really enjoy the opportunity that I have to work for PenFed Credit Union. The reason why I love working here and I would love to continue to advance my career at this financial institution is because of the core values that PenFed has for community outreach, just being a part of our community, the core value that it has for improvement. In the mission statement, it says helping our members do better. And I believe that that really is seen throughout the whole organization. Within the auto product team, it's helping the auto product team do better. Our CEO sent out a wonderful email and he said he wants to help the employees do even better. We're doing great, but do even better. And what does that look like? Just to do one step better. I really love this organization for that. I really align with a lot of the core values. Another thing that is also said a lot is this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. We're not going to meet our big goals overnight. We have a 3-year plan, we have a 5-year plan, and this year we have the objectives we want to hit. In this quarter, we have those objectives that we want to hit. And it's so true. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And I identify with that personally as a runner. I ran my first half marathon this past fall, and it wasn't easy. I definitely couldn't just get up and run that easily, just get up and go. I had to do the training. It was one run at a time, it was one step at a time, and in the middle of that half marathon, it was 1 mile at a time, especially there towards the end. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and sometimes you just have to focus on just that next step. Make that next step, and then do it again. Make the next step, and then the next step, and before you know it, you've ran a marathon. You've hit that goal. You've done your best. You've done even better than your best. And now that I've ran that half, I'm working on this year. I have a goal to run my first half marathon under 2 hours. And hopefully by this fall, that will happen. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep taking that next step, waking up that next morning and doing that next run, and making sure I'm putting in the work, because it doesn't happen just like that. It's not that easy. But it's the little day-to-day actions. It's the consistency. It's the waking up in the morning and doing it. It's being there day in and day out, not missing a training day or 2 or 3 training days in a row. It's getting out there and really doing the work. So that's what that taught me, and that is why I identify so closely with PenFed. So I wanted to close out by just saying thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions at all for me, please feel free to reply at any time. I would love to hear from you. For my professor, please, any pointers that you have, any critiques or feedback, as I said, I thrive on that. So please provide it. I look forward to hearing your feedback and really just learning so much as I have already from your course. Again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening.